Hello everyone, this is Siham from the Research and Development Department in Market Equity, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the important instruments and their price movement predictions for today, which is a Wednesday on the 20th of October 2021. Let's begin with the Australian dollar versus the US dollar in the daily time frame, where we previously said that it has been moving in a sideways movement, and due to the formation of a higher low than the previous one, we said that there is a buyer's power that is currently being shown to us. However, we said that unless the pair breaks upwards to level 0.7475, which is both a horizontal resistance level in the daily time frame and the upper boundary of the sideways movement in the daily time frame, then we would still be moving in a sideways movement in the daily time frame. Currently, we can see that the pair is being traded around level 0.7475, and by holding above this level, it will support the start of the uptrend in the daily time frame and will continue to target around level 0.76, then around level 0.7770 as primary targets in the expected uptrend. However, if the pair rebounds downwards off of around the current levels and closes below level 0.7475, then we would be returning to the previous sideways movement in the daily time frame. If we notice the RSI indicator in the daily time frame, then we can see that by moving around level 70 near the overbought area, it supports the probability of rebounding down off of around the current levels in order to correct. One thing to note, however, is that even if the pair rebounds downwards off of around the current levels in order to correct, it's important to not see a closing below level 0.7475 in order to continue with the bullish scenario. If, however, we do see a closing below level 0.7475, then the bullish scenario will be cancelled, and we will be returning to the sideways movement as we said. If we notice the 4-hour time frame, then we can see that the pair is moving in an uptrend inside an upwards channel, where it is currently being traded around the upper boundary of it in the 4-hour time frame, after breaking upwards to level 0.7475, which was a horizontal resistance level for the pair in the 4-hour time frame, and by holding above this level, it will support the continuity of the current uptrend in the 4-hour time frame. However, it's important to note that due to the pair being traded around the upper boundary of the upwards channel in the 4-hour time frame, then we should expect a downwards correctional movement, which will continue to retest around level 0.7475, which is currently acting as a horizontal support level for the pair in the 4-hour time frame, before rebounding upwards off of it in order to continue with the uptrend, and by breaking downwards to it, then the downwards correctional movement will extend to target around the lower boundary of the upwards channel before continuing with the overall uptrend. If we notice the RSI indicator in the 4-hour time frame, then we can see that it is currently moving around level 70 near the overbought area, which further supports the probability of rebounding down off of around the current levels in order to correct before continuing with the uptrend. That was it for the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Let's move on to the Dow Jones Index. In the previous videos, we have already said that the Dow Jones Index was moving in a sideways movement between around levels 35,000 and 33,615. However, recently, after it formed a new higher low, we said that by breaking upwards to level 35,000, which is a horizontal resistance level for the index in the daily time frame, as well as the upper boundary of the previous sideways movement in the daily time frame, then we would be targeting the previous peak formed in the uptrend, which is around level 35,640, and by breaking upwards to it will support the continuity of the uptrend in the daily time frame. If we notice the RSI indicator in the daily time frame, then we can see that it is currently moving around level 60, which supports the probability of rebounding down off of around the current levels in order to correct towards level 35,000, which resembles a horizontal support level for the pair in the daily time frame, before rebounding upwards off of it in order to continue with the uptrend. Let's move to the 1-hour time frame, where we can see that the index recently rebounded downwards off of around level 35,500, which resembles a horizontal resistance level for the index in the 1-hour time frame, in order to correct towards around level 35,330, which resembles a horizontal support level for the index in the 1-hour time frame, which, by rebounding upwards off of it, will support the continuity of the uptrend in the 1-hour time frame, as well as the targeting of around level 35,500 once again, then around level 35,640 as primary targets in the current uptrend. One thing to note, however, is that we have seen a negative divergence in the 1-hour time frame, where the price continued to form a higher high and the RSI indicator, in contrast, continued to form lower highs. This shows that there is a weakness in the current upwards movement and therefore further supports the probability of a downwards correctional movement, which, by breaking downwards to level 35,330, the downwards correctional movement will extend to retest around level 35,000 before rebounding upwards off of it in order to continue with the overall uptrend in the 1-hour time frame. That was it for the Dow Jones Index. Let's move on to the BRENT. In the previous videos, we said that the BRENT is moving in an uptrend in the daily time frame, and recently we can see that it has started to rebound downwards off of around level 85.50, which resembles a horizontal resistance level for the BRENT in the daily time frame, and by doing so, it will continue to correct towards around level 77.55, which resembles a horizontal support level for the BRENT in the daily time frame, and therefore by rebounding upwards off of it, will support the continuity of the overall uptrend as well as the targeting of around level 85.50 once again, then around level 87 as primary targets in the current uptrend. If we notice the RSI indicator in the daily time frame, then we can see that by moving around level 70 near the overbought area, it supports the probability of rebounding down off of around the current levels in order to correct before continuing with the uptrend. If we notice the 1 hour time frame, then we can see that the BRENT is also moving in an uptrend in the 1 hour time frame, even though it has recently formed a lower high than the previous one. However, by holding above the uptrend line in the 1 hour time frame and holding above level 83.30, which is a horizontal support level for the BRENT in the 1 hour time frame, then we are still moving in an uptrend in the 1 hour time frame and will continue to target, as we said, around level 85.45, then around level 87 as primary targets in the current uptrend. However, if the BRENT does break down through level 83.30, then it would be starting a downtrend in the 1 hour time frame, which will be targeting level 77.55, as we said in the daily time frame. If we notice the RSI indicator in the 1 hour time frame, then we can see that it has rebounded downwards off of around level 60 and hasn't even gotten to reach level 70, which is unusual in an uptrend and shows that there is a weakness in the current trend. However, as we said, as long as the BRENT stays above level 83.30, then we are still moving in an uptrend. That was it for the BRENT. Market Equity wishes you successful trading and have a nice day.